You can check out part 1 and part 2 in the links below.
My name is Ben Lawrence. I'm gonna rock you at least once a week. My name is Ben Lawrence. Let's party.
Thank you, good sir. Welcome to part 3 of creating Han Solo's DL-44 blaster. To start this episode out, I want to let you guys know that I got a new gun, and this is the box that it came in. So if you want to buy your own, you can buy it on eBay. I got this thing for about $5. Here is what it looks like. Let me just grab it here. It looks like this. Well, it looked like this. I cut the barrel off, and then I tried to kind of mill down this part right here, because on Han's blaster, under here is actually flat. And then I spray painted it all flat black, because I didn't like this silver part. It just looked too fake. And now I've actually removed the grips, because these are plastic, and I do want to make them out of wood. Whoops. But I don't know if that's going to work. So on this episode, we're going to be making this thing look a bit more realistic, and I want to start by drilling out this fake screw and putting in some real screws that I bought at Walmart for 97 cents. I don't know how they're going to work out. I don't know how they're going to look. But I don't like that there's a fake screw and you use these little pegs to kind of pop them on here, and they're a fucking pain in the ass to get out. So it took me so long to get these out on both sides of the gun. It was a pain in the dick. So I do want to drill out these holes right here, put in real ones, and then for the rest of the episode, we're going to be working on this front part, which slides on right here pretty well, but it is 3D printed, and it's got the little pixels in it. That's what I call them, little pixels. So I want to get rid of those, and I want to spray paint this a different color black, and then it just slides right on there, so we'll be pretty good after that. That's what's going on in this episode, so stick around to see how it goes. I forgot to mention, this thing's called the heat sink. So if you hear me refer to the heat sink or the grill, I'm talking about this piece. Let's get started. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm drilling out the hole to put the screw in, and I'm just easing my way into it using different size bits so I don't crack the plastic while I am drilling out these holes. Now I gotta cut the screw to make sure it fits and doesn't stick out too far when I hold the blaster. My name is Ben Lawrence, where safety is not an option. Okay, so check this out. I got the screws to fit in. They look pretty good, better than I expected. I did have to cut the screw, and the way I did that was, I didn't have a vise, so it was a little bit difficult, but I just took a pair of lineman pliers and I held the screw in as if it was a vise, and just took a Dremel and cut away the parts I didn't need, and then took a sanding drum and sanded it down, and they fit in perfectly. And drilling the holes was a bit difficult because I didn't know what size to drill. But I ended up easing my way into it. I started out with the 9/64, then the 5/32, and then all the way up to the 3/16 drill bit to drill that hole out right there. So just ease your way into it. Don't go right in with the 3/16 because you will crack the plastic, because this is cheap dollar store plastic. I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but you know, fuck it. And the screws I used are right here, so you can pick up your own, and they fit in pretty nicely. But on the real C96 Mauser, the screws are gold, so we're going to take those out to the garage and paint up the screws gold, then put them right back in. While I was waiting for the screws to dry, I figured I'd get to work on the heatsink. After I'm done sanding these 3D printed parts, I like to hit them with a coat of primer because it really brings out the imperfections and shows me the spots I missed. So we're gonna hit it with a coat of primer and then sand down the spots we missed, prime it again, then paint it a black semi-gloss. The gold paint on the screws have dried, so I've gone ahead and put them back in the blaster and put the handles back on. But while the handles were off, I sprayed the entire blaster with a clear gloss to give it an extra little bit of shine. But now the blaster looks way too new, so I want to make it look dirty and used. So I'm going to use paint pens and just add little details everywhere where there'd be scratches and nicks on the blaster to make it look nice and used and dirty. So here's the blaster, all beat up and weathered. I just, literally just took the silver paint pen and just dabbed all the areas and lightly, painted them to give it that weathered look, just so it looks like it's been through some shit. Hans Blaster's seen some shit. So I started drawing the mystery disc here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that part. I might just paint it on. I might add a quarter or maybe like a knockout from an electrical box or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. I finished the heatsink too. So here it is. Let me just get this camera to focus on it. Maybe, come on. Yeah, there it is. There's the heatsink, all finished up. And when you're doing the heatsink, you don't want to paint silver. I see a lot of people do that. Put a little bit of silver like this is weathered. Because on the original prop, the heatsink is made out of a model airplane part. So it's either plastic or rubber. I don't know what it's made out of. I'm going to say rubber. So on the real prop, this part should not be weathered. But I think we ought to put this thing together. Let's snap this piece right on here. And let's go get the flash hider. Got it right here. I'm going to put it on and see how it looks. Holy shit. That looks like a fucking DL-44 if I've ever seen a DL-44. This thing is fucking sick. I can't wait to finish this thing up. Put on the scope and then I'm done. Thanks for watching another episode of Creating Han Solo's DL-44 Blaster. If you're liking these videos, please hit the like button, because I want to know who's watching this shit. Again, sorry that this didn't come out last week. I've been super busy. Hopefully, I can put out another episode next week. But the next part I have to do, which is building the whole scope holding bracket piece, is going to be really hard because I don't know what I'm going to do for that. But if you want to see that, hit the like button and I'll try to put it out. If not, I'm sure I'll put out some kind of shitty video. Thanks for watching. That was fucking terrible.
My name is Ben Lawrence. I'm gonna rock you at least once a week. My name is Ben Lawrence.
So here it is. Oh fuck, never mind. I've also completed the heatsink, and I sound like a fucking dickhead. Fucking cocksucker. Okay. Cool. This shirt smells like popcorn.